I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about being a medium and what that means for me personally, and my journey of how I've gotten here and why the Goddess You principles, why the Goddess You book came to life. I was just a young girl when I first started seeing spirits, seeing loved ones who had crossed over. This is, something that happened at 4, 5, or 6, very young. So as I'm in my room, I would have these nightly visits of all these people that were on the other side come and visit me. And I would run to my parents' room very scared and afraid. And I didn't have the language to really fully explain, that I had these people in my room, what was happening. And so they thought I was having bad dreams. So night after night, this would happen. They'd let me sometimes sleep in their room and other times send me back off to my room. So I'd be in my room all alone. And this is where I learned a really unique tool. I learned to shut off this connection. And how I did that was I was a thumbsucker, so I would pull up my silky blanket and get myself all cozy and try to hide from these souls trying to talk to me. And I kind of learned to go within, like this revolving door where I would revolve my consciousness in so I wasn't connecting to them. That was a really amazing tool I took away from this very scary time. But it was in this time that fear first made its presence to me. Fear came in and said, Jeannie, your parents don't believe you. They don't believe that you have people in your room, so you must be a liar. This happens to all of us. Fear comes in and tells us a story. So fear told me during this time, as being a young girl, that my parents didn't believe me. So if my parents didn't believe me, I must be a liar. So this was the story I began to tell myself over and over and over again. That I was unlovable. That these people in my room didn't exist. That I must be a bad girl. And I went through my life with that tone. In school, I would feel other people's pain. I would want to have people like me. And I knew when they didn't because I would be able to literally feel it in my body. It was a hard thing. I didn't have the language. I didn't have the ability to explain what was going on in my own life. It wasn't until I was an adult and I really understood and I started to read and the angels started to place things in front of me that made sense. All the while, as I was growing up, I would see things like, books like Sylvia Brown, and I would think, oh, that's somebody else that can communicate with loved ones, somebody else that can communicate with angels. I actually thought people that could talk to angels were crazy, and for myself, I think that's, comical now as I look at my life and I see that in this alignment, in this truth that I'm living, communicating with angels is divine. It's inspiring. It's life-changing. Owning my gifts, owning my truth has not come easy. It's not been an easy journey. We talk about fear coming in at a young age. We talk about things that happen in our life that put these blocks in front of us, these pains and sufferings that we all experience at one time or another. And they challenge us. They challenge us to grow, to further ourselves. And so I look at my childhood now and I look at it and I say, I was blessed. I was blessed because I was taught a lesson at a young age. I was taught that I could go within to shut off the connection. So I can actually go to the mall, I can go to New York City, I can go on an airplane and not be bombarded with souls on the other side looking to connect with their loved ones. So that's a great tool. I also learned my own strength. I learned that I do have the power to be truthful to myself. I have the power to self-love. I have the power to tell fear, I am not that young girl. I am not a liar. I am lovable. I am likable. And I learned all that just from following the angel's guidance. That's why I wrote the principles. That's why I wrote the Goddess You, because it is the pathway to working in our soul alignment. It's the pathway to speaking our truths. Not always an easy journey. And each of our truths are very unique and different. We all have different talents and gifts. But if you're like I was, you denied all of them. I'm not talented. I have no gifts. I'm not special. But we all are. I know this because I've seen it in sessions and through readings, connecting people to their loved ones, to their angels, to the guidance meant for their healing. I say that I'm a God-based medium because everything I do is for the highest and best good. I don't do predictions. I don't do low vibrational stuff. I only do the things that God shows me are in your alignment. So what's in all of our alignment is self-love. And that's our path. When we self-love, we can move forward and we can better understand our journey and why we're here. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video and hanging out with me. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and leave me a response or an email. Or not.